At the beginning of this chapter, Paul is determined to go to Jerusalem. When he does get there, he finds out that the party of the circumcision have been telling lies about him, but he knows this already because he's been confronting them in multiple locations, and they're always telling the same basic lies, that he is teaching the Jews particularly to forsake Moses. In other words, don't keep the Torah, not to circumcise their children, and not to follow the Jewish customs. Now, the first of those two are commandments. The third one is just cultural stuff. But these are the three things that the Christian church has historically forced Jews to do. They force you to convert, and then they say, okay, to prove your conversion, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go eat some bacon. They forbid circumcising your children, and you have to give up all the Jewish stuff. And so the very things that people lied about regarding Paul are the things that the church has historically been guilty of. It seems like this would be a big red flag to say, hey, we're doing all these things that they falsely accused Paul of, so maybe we shouldn't do that. But if you look at the early church fathers, John Chrysostom, he said that Paul was tricking the Jews. He went and did this sacrifice and went through all these motions to trick the Jews so that they would believe that their accusations were false, but they were actually true. And that Paul was teaching the Jews to forsake Moses, not circumcise their children, and give up their customs. John Chrysostom is one of the most respected Christian theologians of antiquity. And I think he was a raging heretic that nobody should ever listen to.